Hey everybody, welcome back to Banished. We've got another good half a year or so progressed since the last time we were here, and things have been going pretty well. We've got 55-ish population. We did lose somebody recently, but as you can see, we've had some people born, we have some people learning, they're students. So this time what I want to do is, we're actually going to pause this because we do have the trade guy in town, but I actually want to get started on a couple new things. Now, one of the first things I want to do is, if I can find it, right here, I actually want to start the, let's see, I want to start the chapel, and then I also want to get some cemetery stuff put up. Now, in looking at this, I'm realizing that that uses quite a lot of stone, but not too big a deal. Let's go ahead and select that. Now, I actually have started a road off of this to be built all the way out over here. In fact, you can see in the red where I'm moving the building. The road is kind of set to get all the way out there. And we're going to put this right at the intersection. Let's rotate this. So there's the road, something like that. So we're going to get that built. And then once that's up, I think actually right now we'll just go ahead and select this. We're going to clear out a good chunk of this area back here. And I thought, you know what? It would be nice if I were doing cemetery to have it back here near the water, kind of peaceful, behind the church. I think that'll work pretty well. In my previous game a while back, I added cemeteries really late in the game, and my town was really congested, so I was finding pockets of areas to put the cemeteries in. So I had a bunch of little cemeteries all over the place. But I think we're going to dedicate a larger area, and we'll keep adding to it and growing it, but we'll dedicate this kind of area back here to that, basically this area. So we'll start small and we'll expand it. We definitely want to keep people happy, and that's one of the things we need to do as you lose people. They want to know that they've got a place for their family, they can go visit them, so that's cool. We'll have to dedicate somebody to be working in the church, of course, but again, we're kind of expanding the population here, so 55 at the moment. Very nice. Okay, we got the chapel in, so let's go ahead, and I've selected the cemetery now, so let's go ahead and get that started. We're going to do this right off the back here, and you can see it's red. It actually needs to be a certain size. So there we go, 10 by 7. I'm basically making it as wide as the chapel, and we'll go back to here so for now. Maybe here. Then we'll end up running a road down, I think, and continuing on the other side. We'll have a road kind of run down the middle of it. I don't want to block off this whole area in case I end up building something here, but it's probably not that big a deal. Our food did well. As you can see, we're in late winter and still near 3,000, so food is doing pretty good. It definitely works for me. Let's see. So we had some people die. Our population dropped a little bit, but nothing too crazy. Nothing we won't make it through here. Yeah, we got farmers back on duty. Let's do that. There we go. Cool. There's our cemetery defined. Very nice. In fact, we're going to go ahead and put out a couple more homes. We'll put out one at least. Again, down here. Let's see. Grab some phone. I reached over, I was like, oh, my phone's beeping. Let me go ahead and grab that. Let me hit this little button there. Cool. Grab the road, not the phone. Right as I was going to say road, I looked over at my phone. It's like, hey, my phone's beeping. Let's see here. This is not a phone. Cool. That'll connect that up. I talked about kind of making a loop of this at some point. We'll just go ahead and get that out of the way right now. Okay. So we have Ye Old Chapel. That's cool. Now let's kind of look through this again and kind of think about what's to come. Let's see, right here. We've got the chapel, cemetery, that's great. So we don't have a town hall yet or hospital. We don't have a well either, although it does say that the well is for putting out fires, and I do believe I turned disasters, quote-unquote disasters, off. So I'm not sure I necessarily need the well, But we could use the hospital and the town hall. I think what we might do is start with the hospital, though. It says it's good for diseases. I'm not sure if you get diseases if you have disasters off. I don't know if it counts that as a disaster. I just don't know. But we're going to go ahead and actually get it started as well. Let me look at our resources. We are doing pretty good. We'll just go ahead and drop that right next to the chapel. Now, of course, I could turn it off. I think that's what I did in a previous play was I selected it. I basically turned it off. I had nobody working there. And I thought, well, if something comes up, I'll turn it on. So anyway, we'll see. I mean, it's one of those things where it's kind of nice to have, and if happiness or health goes down, takes a dip, we can put somebody in it, turn it on really quick, and kind of see if that helps. So we'll go ahead and get it built now while we have the resources. We got the manpower to do it. We're just going to get it in and done. Be prepared, right? Be prepared. So our population is at 50 at the moment. Was I miscounting? I know before it was at 55. I know we've had some deaths, but I didn't think it was that many. Maybe my math was off. It would not be the first time. Early on I was saying 32 population. It was 22. Oh, I'm all over the place. Let's see here. Autumn, this is still getting harvested here. The food is doing really well. Closing in on 4,000 now. It's definitely good. And, you know, I'm almost thinking that next time around, that's all done now, so we could pull all of these guys, for example. But next time around, I may only run with maybe 6 farmers and use the other 2 to do some more labor stuff. Right now, you can see our resources are a little low. Let's actually come down here and pause this. Stone is getting a little bit low, so we're going to go ahead and have people start collecting that. And I think this is a good area to do that in. I guess we could select the whole inner loop here. We've got 8 laborers, so that shouldn't be too difficult for them. In fact, I'm going to go ahead and select what's on this side as well. Start getting more of that in, so we can kind of deplete the food a little bit. I think that's what we'll do is we'll go with 6 farmers next time. Should work. Okay. Now we could do another quarry. I mean, we could even be putting more people into the stone cutting to try and, you know, help ramp our numbers up that way. But again, we get faced with the dangers there. The dangers of working the quarry. You could get smashed by a rock. That's probably how we've lost most of our people so far. I know we've had some old age, but I think there's not been very many of those. Actually, you know, we can do this, huh? Oh, I thought maybe we could, let's see. Yeah, maybe not. I thought it would immediately change those, but apparently not. We did just have somebody die of old age. There's somebody named Colon. At a glance, you see died colon. I thought, is that died of colon cancer? No, it's somebody named Colon. Well, they had a sense of humor when they were naming people in the game, apparently. Yeah, our food at 39. We're in late winter. Definitely not having an issue keeping up there. That's pretty cool. I did miss out on the trade guy earlier. Actually, didn't even notice till he was leaving. I was like, no, I wanted to talk to you. There could have been trades. I think there's even a notification. I know the text is blue, but I think it rings a little bell or something, but shows you how much I pay attention. Low firewood. It's funny how the notifications come in. Like that one, it said low firewood, and then all of a sudden it took a jump. I had a notification pop in that said reserve of tools is low, and I looked and I was like, whoa, it's at 0. And then boom, it went to 20. I was like, oh, never mind. Never you mind, never you worry. Now our happiness has really taken a dip. It's gone down like half a star or a whole star pretty quickly. I do have the tavern here, but unfortunately we're not producing enough of the apple. Let's see, that's not you. You're the pasture. we're not getting enough out of this guy here. I'm trying to think, is it a problem? It's not a problem of assigning resources. I've always assigned the proper number of people to handle that, but something else going on here. Maybe the trading post can help us with the guy just showing up. Sheep. Well, that's cool. It's not exact. Oh, he only wants iron tools. How unfortunate is that? Let's throw in all 8. We get 64. That is not enough. He doesn't want any of this stuff. Now, it's entirely possible that we could throw a couple vendors in here from the laborer pool to try and move resources pretty quickly. Interesting. He doesn't want any of this stuff. That's unfortunate. Food is always the easiest to dip into because right now we've got a large quantity of that. But he may not value any of that. You can see right here he doesn't want any of this stuff at all. It's very unfortunate. What do we have? Let's see here. We've got 14 of the clothes. We could bring over more iron tools, but the reality is, I mean, when I throw all 8 in, that just barely 72. It barely dents it. I don't know that we're going to be able to afford that. I don't know that we can afford that. I think the best bet is to just try and bring in some resources to see what he might value. Whoa, 20s. Let's not do that. Let's see, we have 14. Let's try 6 of those for now. Ho hum. Ho hum. Let's take a look. Actually, you know what? Let's back out here a bit. I want to see what we have in the market. We have a chunk of berries, lots of venison, but he doesn't want venison. He does value the hide coats. In fact, you know what? That's interesting. Okay, so the hide coats got brought over pretty quickly. Let's just throw 20 into these. We don't have enough apple anyway. Firewood is low. Iron. Let's bring over a chunk of that. Expensive. And again, it's rough. It's really expensive. But the thing is, if we can get those sheep and get a pasture going, they will breed and have more sheep. It's a good source of food. It just sits there, and it's a very, very nice way to build up there. Let's see. Stone. We have a good chunk of stone. Let's bring a bunch of this in. Roots, potatoes. Let's go back here. What did it say? None of that stuff. Iron and stone, though, is valued decently. Iron and stone. I hate to give up so much, but I want the sheep so bad. Look at all that stone it would take. Oh, we have the 356. I was thinking of the iron. Where are we at with iron? I pulled 100 from 274. Let's raise this up a bit. Whew, it's going to get pricey. Hide coat. I can't really get more of that. I guess we can... Man, this is going to get risky here. Okay, we'll start the timer. That's going to bring these resources in. Those guys will bring it over. And then we'll take a peek here. So if we went all in on iron tools... 64... Well, we're going to need that stuff brought in here. We might as well wait. You can see these guys running around a bit. Actually, hold on, let's pause this. Oh, you know what? Whoops, I put them into the vendor in the market. That's not what I wanted to do, my bad. I was like, why is that question mark there? Because you screwed up again. Come on, Weem, get with it. Okay, now we should be getting some stuff brought in here. There we go. Stone is coming in. We're going to let them do their thing. Hopefully we don't miss out on this guy. I don't quite recall how long he's going to be here. He arrived early spring and we're in summer. Hopefully he'll be here a couple more months. another season or two. Okay, let's go ahead and pause time so we can kind of raise this up here. Let's see, we have 173. And 10 of this. No hide yet, that has been brought over. We're at 1200, so actually that is pretty good right there. That's 2 sheep. Very nice, very nice. And stone is what we have a good chunk of. Let's go ahead and lower the stone. And we can't really lower it. Can't lower it that much. Bring this guy down a bit. Oh, this is raising and lowering it by a lot, that's why. I was like, why is it doing it so much? Let's see. If we do 1208 and 1200 even, then we can go 2. Okay, let's do that. Let's go ahead and do that. Trade that. Very cool. We're gonna go over here. We have sheep. They actually will wander over here on their own. They're like, don't worry, we know where to go. Very cool. I'm excited. We got some sheep. Sweet. Then what I actually want to do is we need to jump in here and go ahead and kill this, because we've made our trade, and I don't actually want to keep this many of these resources over here. Some of this stuff is okay, but not the primary, not the stone, not the iron, and the hide coat I didn't need there. Some of this other stuff I'm not too concerned about those numbers. We can obviously pull them back too. And let's bring this back to 0. Apple. Since we're trying to use that at the tavern. And we want this for our people here too. Any ale that we can get. So, alrighty, cool. I think that's good. We'll go ahead and close that. We only need one person to really... Yeah, we'll leave it at 2 to run that back and forth. We're not in a hurry, in other words, to get that stuff back where it should go. And it looks like we got him just in time. He just took off. Okay, throw a herdsman in there and off we go. Now we've got 2 of 3, so if I were to lower this, say, down to 1, it would say, alright, we're going to kill off all but 1 sheep. Make sure there's always 1. So we're just going to leave this at 2 of 3 here. That's fine. We actually can't tweak that anyway. But that'll start to grow, and we can increase that number and allow, for example, we keep 5 sheep, and anything more than 5 we will kill for food. So cool. The pasture. That's something I've been really wanting to get to. Excellent. Excellent. Cool. Is there a way... you know what I don't know? Controls the amount stored here. Right, so it's going to store that. It does require apple, but it doesn't tell me what it requires, you know, per barrel or anything like that. I might be missing something, but I'm kind of curious about that. Let's see. We are early autumn. You know what? We kind of messed up, didn't we? We're in early autumn. I actually never put the farmers back in there. That's one of the reasons why I should not be kind of taking them off duty, as I have been. I should just let them wander off and do their own thing when they're not farming, because they will come right back as soon as they can and get back to farming, whereas well, I forget to make them do their thing. So again, here we are with the hospital. We can actually turn that off and say no work, and we'll kind of see how that goes. Again, if the health deteriorates, then maybe we'll turn that back on and make somebody work there, but for now it's not an important thing. Not at all. Okay, well, we've just come out of winter, or entered into early spring, if I could speak. We're in early spring, and as you can see, our food kind of took a bit of a dip there. We are now down into 1,700 when we were used to being around 4,000. A lot of that has to do with me not assigning my farmers back to the fields. But we should be good there now. Once again, they're going to be out there working. We'll let all of them work. So we'll get that going. I've actually put a pause on the tavern and said nobody should be working there. Not until I can gather some more apple anyway. Obviously, we have him dedicated, and you know, he would hopefully wander around, but we're just going to go ahead and shut it down for now. No need to have that going. So anyway, this was a pretty good setup. We got the chapel going and everything, the cemetery, and we got the pasture with the sheep. I'm pretty excited about. It's very cool. Let's actually take a peek in here. Let's see, zoom in here. There you go. She's running around, cleaning things up. Let's see, we still have the 2 sheep, but eventually they will become more than 2.